Love is so important. When your children make mistakes and when your children have problems, you love them through it. You don't always agree or have to, but to let things go. But you need to love them no matter what.
The night of September 3rd, I didn't get any sleep. If you've ever tried to sleep, you just start to doze off. Oh. Well, she'd wake me up, roll me over. I'd say, do you want to go to the hospital? What do you want? No. So I'd just roll over and go back to sleep. So that morning, I had an early flight that I had to participate in. So I said, now, you sure you don't want me to stay home? No. Are you positive? Yes. So I said, all right, I'm going to go fly, and I'll call you just before I take off. Okay. So I did. She says, no, I'm home, all right, I'm all right. So I take off, and I'm flying. I flew for about 2 hours and some minutes. Come back and land, and they meet me and say, congratulations, Father. Yeah. So she didn't even know she was in labor.
No. But, I think the baby was born shortly after I got to the hospital. Yeah,
it was, that was the morning of September 4th. So that was Barbie. Barbie was very special from the get-go. She's what you call very active. And I can remember from the time she was a little girl, she was very, very active and learned to walk early. She would walk around a little round coffee table, and off and running. And then as we moved around in the Air Force, she went to a Dutch kindergarten, because we lived in Holland at the time. And she learned many of the words in Dutch before she would English. She'd come home and she'd say, Mommy, what does this mean in English? And she'd point to her elbow or something. So, and Brian was he was born in the Netherlands, and very unique over there. They take very good care of their children. And it was a learning experience just watching him grow up in that country. Brian in Holland was a great kid. As a baby, he was easy to go. Where Barbie was out running around all the time, Brian was mellow, easy going, and we would get together as family, and he'd go up and play on the beach. He had a great time in England. He wasn't very old at that point, but and in the Netherlands, he would go over to the Dutch babysitters, and he picked up all the Dutch habits. Good and bad, but they didn't have a crib for him to sleep in, so he slept in a drawer, which was an interesting experience. Great son. Typical son going through the growing pains. He was all boy. One of the things that he did when he was younger in Arizona is he got a paper route. And the remarkable thing there was he got up early in the morning, sometimes as early as I did to go to work, but then we always knew when he was coming home because he'd whistle. Now, some of his customers were not very happy as he would go down the street throwing his newspapers, but he'd be whistling. Some of them he'd wake up, some of them he didn't want to wake up, but he always whistled and we knew he was coming home. About this same time, he also was working hard with his mother to get his Eagle Scout Award. So we were really proud of him, and of course his mother made him, or not made him, but she made sure he got his Eagle Scout. And we're really proud of him for doing that. Brian and Barbie both went on to get their bachelor's degree from Brigham Young University in Utah. And Brian continued on to get his MBA out of Westminster in Salt Lake City. And we're really proud of Brian for that.
Thankfully, we didn't have any big problems with our children.
And I think it takes two.
Oh,
there is a position for the mother, and there's a position for the father. And I kind of laugh today because our son, Brian, if he wants sympathy, he'll call his mother. If he wants to know something about something, he'll call his father.
Financial type things. That's the same thing with Barbie. Barbie calls her dad a rock, and when she went out to search for her search, she didn't search very far, but she dated different ones. They just couldn't be. They had to be the rock that her dad was, and she has an awesome husband. I've had a great life. I have a wonderful husband. I have wonderful children. I've lived a long time. I've done so many things in my life that, I've met the Queen of England. I've traveled throughout Europe, traveled throughout the United States, and have had an absolutely wonderful ride.
I knew it myself. I knew inside me that that was something that had to be done. So college graduation was a big deal. Even getting a master's degree was a big deal. I did it while I was working full-time, at nights and weekends, and F-15 Squadron Commander was a experience. Air Force career was a great experience. The airline career was a great experience. My building career is a great experience.
Well, of course, marriage and children, but also my baptism into the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. That it has probably been one of the best things that I've ever done in my life. This was my husband's religion, and I was a convert to it. I raised my children that way, and I'm just very, very happy.
Well, kids, you've seen what I've been through, and hopefully that your life is as good as mine, that you set some goals for yourself and learn. Remember, you got a Father in heaven. We know where we came from. We know where we're going. We know why we're here. Treat people the way you want to be treated. Take care of your families. Take care of your relatives. It's the most important thing in the whole world is the family. Everything after that is strictly after the fact. And have a good life.
To my children, keep on going. You guys are greatest. Your achievements are wonderful. You're beautiful. You make us proud. And to the grandchildren, look up to your parents and set your goals and reach for them, and you can't go wrong. We love you. Absolutely fantastic life. If I died tomorrow, I have lived, a dream.
I'm happy with where I'm at. Happy in life, and if I die tomorrow, I'll be just perfectly content. I've been a lot of places, met a lot of people, done a lot of things, and had a good time. I've got a great family that will follow me. What more could you ask for?